Welcome to the second lesson of Torah Cantillation, or Torah Trope, learning the Sof Pasuk phrases. Sof Pasuk is the name of the trope that comes at the end of a sentence, or a pasuk, and it's seen by the two red diamonds that are shown right here, and the accent mark that is shown under the accented syllable. You need both of these together to make the trope mark called Sof Pasuk. The Sof Pasuk is a disjunctive trope, and that is, it ends a phrase. So the trope family will come before this actual trope. And it's also an emperor, and that is that it takes on probably the most weight of any trope mark. It's like a period in a sentence, and there's only one in every sentence of trope. The Sof Pasuk itself, as you can see from this phrase here, which is the trope family itself, comes at the end. And in this slide, you can see the four different trope marks that are part of the Sof Pasuk family. The mercha, which is like the backwards-looking comma, and then the tipcha, the reverse of that. Then you have a mercha again, and that's what is different from this family than from the et nakta family that we did last time. In the et nakta family, you may remember that we have a mercha, a tipcha, and then we had a munach, which was the right angle trope, and then followed by the et nakta. In this family, the mercha and the tipcha are exactly the same as the et nakta family. They sound the same, they look the same, but then the last two tropes are different. You have a repeated mercha, and then finally Sof Pasuk. If you chant this trope family, it's going to sound like this. Mercha, tipcha, mercha, Sof Pasuk. Again, mercha, tipcha, mercha, Sof Pasuk. So a couple things to notice. First of all, the mercha and the tipcha, just like the et nakta family, the last note of the mercha is the first note of tipcha. And then, if you notice, the mercha that comes before the Sof Pasuk is the same exact note configuration. In this particular case, it goes from a C sharp to an E. And here you see it again from the C sharp to the E. And then the last note of the mercha is the first note of the Sof Pasuk. And Sof Pasuk again is Sof Pasuk. Remember, I spoke in our last lesson about sometimes when you have a one-syllable word, that you eliminate one of the notes or a couple of the notes in the particular trope melody. Those are the auxiliary notes. In this case, Sof Pasuk is simply the first note is eliminated. Pasuk. So if you had just a one-syllable word, actually, you would eliminate both the E's, and you would just go D down to this this lower note, which is an A. So it would be, let's say the syllable was just suk. Suk. Be very simple. Again, if you had a longer word and you needed a lot of notes, then you would add these E's to it. Many syllables, Sof Pasuk, something like that. The family itself on Sof Pasuk appears just like the et nakta family, where some members of the family occur and sometimes they don't, but the family itself always stays in the same order. So let's chant together line number 1. Mercha, tipcha, mercha, Sof Pasuk. Line number 2, we leave out the mercha, so we just have a tipcha, a mercha, and a Sof Pasuk. Tipcha, mercha, Sof Pasuk. Line 3 leaves out the second mercha. Mercha, tipcha, Sof Pasuk. And line 4 has just in it the disjunctives in the phrase, the tipcha and the Sof Pasuk, those two stopping or pausal tropes. Tipcha, Sof Pasuk. And this is important because if you do use, say, a pencil mark or something to draw a little line in your Hebrew phrase so you know where to pause, you'll pause in this case after a tipcha and after the Sof Pasuk, because those are the disjunctive tropes, as opposed to a mercha, which is a conjunctive trope or a connecting trope. So to read it correctly, you're going to say mercha tipcha, mercha Sof Pasuk. There's no yom in sentence 3. Mercha tipcha, Sof Pasuk. Again, mercha tipcha, Sof Pasuk. Now let's chant it. Vayihi erev, vayihi voker, echad. And then line 4 is vayihi voker, echad. Same as line 2, except without the yom. So it's tipcha, Sof Pasuk, vayihi voker, echad. And you can pause it, try it, and now we'll go on to the next set of phrases. Keep doing that. Mercha tipcha, Sof Pasuk, Vitem kedoshim lelohechem. Now you try it. Now, here's something interesting. The same trope family, the Sof Pasuk family, when it appears at the end of your Aliyah, whenever you're ending your chanting of that particular Torah Aliyah, the melody changes to a new melody that signifies it's the end of an Aliyah. The trope marks are the same, a mercha tipcha, mercha Sof Pasuk that we just did. But instead of being mercha tipcha, mercha Sof Pasuk, the melody goes like this. Mercha tipcha, mercha Sof Pasuk. The big ending is ba-da-da-da-da-da-dam, mercha Sof Pasuk. You want to aim for your tipcha. So in this particular case, I know that I'm ending at Sof Pasuk. That's the end of my Aliyah. I'm going to look for the tipcha, and that's where I want to make my big da-da-da-dum-bum. And then I bring it to a close. So if I was looking at this top line on the screen, I'm looking for the tipcha. Mercha tipcha, mercha Sof Pasuk. And that signifies it's the end of Aliyah. Why don't you try that with me? Again, look at the music. Mercha tipcha, mercha Sof Pasuk. So let's try it. Line 1 again. Mercha tipcha, mercha Sof Pasuk. Try line 2 is the family. This is all the family, but without the mercha. Tipcha, mercha Sof Pasuk. Line 3. Mercha tipcha, Sof Pasuk. And again I did Sof Pasuk. Now just the line 4, tipcha Sof Pasuk. Tipcha Sof Pasuk. Now we're going to try some actual phrases. Line 1, Vayihi erev, vayihi voker, yom echad. Mercha tipcha, mercha Sof Pasuk. Vayhi erev, vayhi voker, yom echad. Line 2. Tibcha mercha sof pasuk. Vayhi voker yom echad. Vayhi voker yom echad. Line 3. Vayhi erev, vayhi voker echad. Mercha tibcha sof pasuk. Mercha tibcha sof pasuk. Vayhi erev, vayhi voker echad. And then finally line 4. Vayhi voker echad. Tibcha sof pasuk. Vayhi voker echad. So now I'm going to, let's try some phrases here. Line 5. Bechol levavcha, uvechol nafshecha, uvechol meodecha. Mercha tibcha, sof pasuk. Bechol levavcha, uvechol nafshecha, uvechol meodecha. Line 6. Hayom al levavecha. Tibcha sof pasuk. Hayom al levavecha. Line 7. Uvshochbecha uvkumecha. Tibcha sof pasuk. Uvshochbecha uvkumecha. Line 8. V'hayu letotafot bein einecha. Mercha tibcha, mercha sof pasuk. V'hayu letotafot bein einecha. It's much easier to do this line with the mercha that's before the sof pasuk, because you kind of need this build up, this D note to build up to the E, F, and then the E and the B. So sometimes some people put this in even though there's not a mercha here, and that's why I'm trying to be extra careful that I don't do that. But you may hear me go, for example, uveshoch becha, uvekumecha. I just put it in by accident, by adding an extra note. Line 9, V'item kedoshim lelohechem. Mercha tibcha sof pasuk. V'item kedoshim lelohechem. See, I think I did it there. I'll do it again. V'item kedoshim lelohechem. You try it now and pause. Here is a chart just to let you know about the disjunctives. Another word for it is the bosses. These are the pausal trope marks, the ones that if you were identifying where to pause in the reading, you would put a pause line after all of these trope marks. The top two are the biggest ones, the Sof Pasuk, which we just did, the Et Nakta that we did last time. The Sof Pasuk can only be one in every sentence. That's a period. The Et Nakta is like a semicolon. There's only one in every sentence. But then in the others, you'll get other tropes that we're going to learn. There can be many of these, but each time is a little bit of a pause. We have learned already about the tipcha, and the rest of them we haven't learned. I'll go through them with you, going on the left column. Pashta, Revi'i, Katon, Azla, Tavir, Segol, Munach legarme. This is the line after the munach. Sometimes there's a munach that doesn't have the line. The munach that doesn't have a line is not a disjunctive. It's a connecting trope, and so you would not pause after a munach without a line. But a munach with a line is a pause. Munach, pazer, Zakef Gadol, Talisha Gedolah, Gershayim Yativ. These are the disjunctive tropes. What you might want to do is in your trope book, in the back appendix where your trope charts are on pages 92 and 93, you may want to go in and put a little asterisk or something on all of these families where you have this pausal trope mark so that you remember that. Then the conjunctives, or the workers, these conjoin, connect one word to another. We've done the mercha already. The darga is another one. Munach, without a line, we've done. Zarka, kadma, talisha, kitana, mapach, and the pasik, whenever a line falls, just like the line that we saw be after munach, a pasik. Okay. Now we're going to put together what we know, and we're going to try the etnakta and the Sof Pasuk phrases. So, here we go. Amercha, tipcha, munach, etnakta. With amercha, tipcha, mercha, Sof Pasuk, we get a whole phrase. The trope marks are mercha, tipcha, munach, etnakta. Mercha, tipcha, mercha, Sof Pasuk. Again, let's try and sing that again. Mercha, tipcha, munach, etnakta. Mercha, tipcha, mercha, Sof Pasuk. The one below the line. Mercha, tipcha, etnakta. Tipcha, Sof Pasuk. Mercha, tipcha, etnakta. Tipcha, Sof Pasuk. Try them. All right, here's another form. Tipcha, munach, etnakta. Mercha, tipcha, Sof Pasuk. Try that one. Here's one just with the pausal tropes. Tipcha, etnakta. Tipcha, Sof Pasuk. Try that one. And now we have tipcha, etnakta. Now, big ending. Let's make this the end. Mercha, tipcha, mercha, Sof Pasuk. Again, tipcha, etnakta. Mercha, tipcha, mercha, Sof Pasuk. Try that one. So now it's your turn to practice from your trope workbook, chapters 2 and 3. Use the CD to check your work. If you haven't done chapter 1 yet, do that. And then at our next class, we'll be doing chapter 4, the katon phrases. Thank you.